I'm going to do a countdown of recording. Awesome.
All right, we are recording, people. Thank you again for coming out tonight to attend another Pro Seller Talk webinar. My guest today is Barbara Drazga. Barbara and I have known each other for a little while, and Barbara kind of calls me once in a while and talks to me, and I'm kind of like her psychologist for a while. And
whatever. I remember 7 a.m. phone calls from you, mister.
Yeah, and I love to call her too, and we bounce ideas off each other. So it's a good team we have. I'm really excited about having her here today because Barbara is full of a lot of energy. And
Barbara's full of a lot of what?
Energy.
Okay.
and I love having her come on here, and I love having chats with her because she's always bouncing ideas and always having these great things that she comes up with, and she's just full of a lot of information and knowledge, and just an awesome person all around. So we're glad to have her here. We're glad that you guys have taken time out of your day to come here and listen to Barbara. I'm sure that you guys, I'm not even sure, I know for a fact that you're going to learn a lot of things today from her because she's a wealth of knowledge and has all kinds of information that is can be pertaining to you. And if you want to take notes or just put questions in the chat for her, we can do that also as we go forward here. But hey, Barbara, it's good to see you again, and let's take over.
Let's dig in. So the topic tonight is how to find fanatical niche markets for products, for product research on Amazon. And also, if you're Shopify, eBay, how to find those niche markets to start digging into. Excuse me as I keep adjusting I've got this new camera here that attaches to my monitor, and sometimes I think it's going to fall over, so I'm working on it, so just bear with me here. Anyway, my name is Barbara Drazga, aka the Deal Diva, and you can find me on Facebook at Facebook group Deal Diva Barbara. I know, not very creative, but hey, John's doing the same thing. Have fun with this. At any rate, so tonight, last week I did a webinar on, it was just me talking about how I find fanatical niche markets, and it was so well attended and so popular, decided to do a chapter 2. So when John reached out and hey, said, you want to be on a webinar? I was like, yeah, I know exactly what I want to talk about because so many people have asked for more information. So this is not take 2, this is chapter 2. So it's even more ideas on how to find fanatical niche markets to start your product research. Make sense? Do you have any questions, John? Just sort of throw them in there. I'm just
going to start. You're good for right now, and I'll watch the chat too and monitor it for you.
That's helpful because I took my glasses off, so it's all on you now. Okay. So, when I first started searching on Amazon, I'd watch all these great videos on how to do product research, and for the life of me, I'd get in front of Amazon.com and I'd sit there thinking, I have no idea what to type in. Like, where do I start my research? And everybody's going to the movers and shakers and the bestsellers, and well, I don't want to be like everybody else and follow the crowd. I want to kind of dig a little bit deeper. So, I draw this blank of what on earth do I type in? Last week we talked about how to get ideas by just going to a bookstore and looking at all the niche magazines and then going through all the magazines. And, calendars are out now, so you can see all sorts of fun niche markets on calendars. So everything I taught last week was about offline idea generation. So we didn't even talk about online. So this week we're going to get a little bit into what online tools you can use. That has, again, nothing to do, we're not going to be on Amazon. Just some ideas that you could use to search without even using or leaving your house. So let me see if I can share my screen here. I need the glasses to do it, sorry. Share screen, and I just put something together in Word, a little bit of an outline here. We're not real high tech. So I found myself wondering, I actually had lunch with an Amazon seller who came to town this weekend. Her and her husband came in for a craft show. And we had like a 4.5-hour lunch. It was so fun. And I remember both of us saying, we were talking about some niche markets we were both in, and both of us responded with, that's a thing, when we heard about the others' niche markets. So there are tons of markets out there. The point is that there are just tons of things that people like that we have never heard of, never thought of, never conceptualized. So don't imagine that your world is the world for everybody, that everyone has a different perspective, different background, different childhood, different interests, different demographics than everybody else. And it's fun to explore what those other things are. The listing itself. And we worked on how to reverse engineer that. And instead of looking at your listing or a product, think about who you're trying to sell this to. Who would buy this? Really get into the shoes. I mean, if you have to do a fun thing, but have a couple of different hats in your office, and one hat is your seller hat, and it could be a baseball cap, right? And then another hat is, like one with a feather on it, and that's your customer cap. Whatever you have to do to get yourself in the mindset of your customer, that's what you want to do. And here are some of the things that you can ask yourself. First, you want to imagine that you can project yourself into the mind, the heart, and the eyes of someone else. And that can be a challenge, but it can also be a lot of fun, right? So, John, tell me a little bit about how, how I think, and my mindset, and the things that interest me, mid-century modern stuff, chocolate, red wine, of course, my cats. What are some things that are different for you? How do you see things differently than I do?
As far as what I see versus as far as other people, how I look at other people?
Yeah, how do you look at the world? What things are you interested in that maybe nobody knows that you're interested in, or very few people know?
Well, I try to read body language and people's body language and watch their habits and how they shop and what they're buying and picking up, and just seeing. You can pick up a lot of trends as far as just being out in the markets and kind of looking to see what people are picking up or what they're leaning towards, especially around the seasonal type stuff. Like it's very easy to see what kind of people are, when they're buying the Valentine baskets, or they're buying the Easter baskets, and a lot of them buy like the cheese around the holiday of Thanksgiving. You see the cheese platters and things like that. So
right.
I look at what people are looking at and kind of get my ideas from that of how to actually maybe put together like a private label type product. I'm big into private label.
Well, what I meant, and that's awesome. Thank you. That's great information, great ideas. I was getting at more you personally. Pretend you're not an Amazon seller just for a second. What do you like? What are your hobbies? What are your habits? What are things what do you do on a Sunday afternoon?
Well, I try to make that family time, and we go to a movie or we go out to eat. Just time alone to kind of wind down, if you want to say, and get away from that everyday thing that you do Monday through Friday. It kind of gives me a chance to just kind of wind down. Some of the things I like is I like sports, and I'll sit down and watch a good game once in a while. But mainly, I think even my wife Esther will tell you, I'm a business fanatic. I eat, sleep, and drink how to help people and how to make the world a better place. That's just kind of my DNA. It just can't get away from it.
Okay, so let's just take this as an example. We'll just kind of do a little debrief of what John just said. So John likes sports. He likes spending time with his family. He likes movies. He likes eating out. We don't know what he likes to eat, but maybe he has a preference. Italian, Mexican, we don't know. But we could find out by asking more questions. He loves business. He likes teaching. He likes understanding human behavior. There were so many keywords. He's got a wife, right? He's got a family. So we know he's a father, and we know he's a husband. So there are so many keywords and so many ideas just by talking to John and trying to put ourselves in John's shoes. What does his day look like? What does his life look like? What's his background? What's his educational background? What profession is he in? What income bracket? Where does he live? What part of the country? What's happening in those parts of the country right now, right? That would affect his life, that would cause him to have a need or desire to buy a certain type of product. So do you guys see how I'm not trying to give you specific product ideas. What I'm trying to accomplish is help you see things just a little bit differently when you're looking at a product or anything around you, really. I could look around my house and see so many ideas just by looking past what I'm seeing with my eyes. So as an example, so I turn on the news in the morning, right? You want to do a dissection of a person or a topic or a product. So for instance, I had the news on, and they were playing, and I normally mute out the commercials. I don't watch a lot of television. I don't even have cable. I just watch the local news in the morning. or the world news. And this time I didn't mute it during the commercials. And I found all sorts of fun stuff just in like, not even a half an hour. Dry eye, Italian sauce, guitar playing, cat food. This was actually one commercial. It was a guy playing a guitar, but it was a cat food commercial because the cat was rubbing up against the guy playing the guitar, right? And I could dissect it further. It was a guy in his 20s playing guitar who looked like he lived in like a loft in like a Soho, in a downtown area, very hip, wearing blue jeans with a rip in his knee and real kind of relaxed T-shirt. So in my mind, as this commercial's on, and he loves his cat, right? In my mind, as this commercial's on, I'm deconstructing what I'm seeing to find niche product ideas or a niche market itself, a niche demographic. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so for instance, the irritable bowel syndrome. I know you guys have seen, there were so many drug commercials on. It was almost like every third or fourth commercial was some pharmaceutical product. And it led me to think, okay, somebody who has IBS, what are the problems in their life? Oh, and then during that commercial, I would say about 40% of the commercial was all the side effects that you're going to have if you take that particular drug. So which led me to more ideas. Okay, well, if the side effect is drowsiness, what are they going to do to combat the drowsiness? What can they do herbally instead of taking a chemical? And think of all the product ideas for herbal remedies to irritable bowel syndrome. There's a whole topic you can just get on Amazon and dig deep on, right? So my point is, look around. Italian sauce. Well, there was an Italian sauce commercial, maybe ragu, whatever it was, but I looked at who was making it. It was a mom in her mid-40s or so. She had a couple of young, tween kids, 11 to 13, a family. All of the things related to Italian sauce, like pasta and the cheese you put on it, and baking and the stuff she was using to bake and serve it, and then maybe carry cases for the lasagna that she's taking to the neighbor next door. So if you look past what you're looking at and dissect it from the eye of what else could this mean, you'll find all sorts of really neat target markets. Dry eye, another one. How would you dissect dry eyes, people with dry eyes? Well, first, the dry eye commercial was done by a celebrity. I can't remember who it was, but some celebrity female had dry eyes. So I'm thinking, celebrity, why does she have dry eyes? Is she crying all the time because her and her celebrity boyfriend broke up, and therefore she needs gift basket to make her feel happy again? So could that be it, right? So you see how I can go on a completely different tangent, unrelated to dry eye, just by asking questions like, why does she need that? Why does she need that? Okay, well, if somebody's upset, could I do a broke up with my boyfriend gift basket, or something like that. I know it sounds silly, but that's how you get to brainstorm. You got to kind of go off the deep end and just let it go. Don't censor yourself. Some of the questions you can ask are, well, first, John, do you have any questions? I know I'm going real fast, and I want to make sure that everybody gets a ton of value during this time we're together and honor your time. But stop me and ask any questions.
No, I'm good right here, but Nick actually had a good suggestion, and I know I do that. I know you do it, and he said mind mapping.
Oh, yeah. Mind mapping, and I was going to share some sites and some tools. So I have a background. I studied at the SUCB, State University College at Buffalo, and at the time that I studied there, we had the only master's program in creative problem solving, facilitation, and leadership. It's a mouthful. And I was blessed enough to go through that program. And I was a facilitator at CIPSI, which is a Creative Problem Solving Institute, for a couple of years out in Buffalo, New York. Now I think they have one in LA too. So there are a ton of tools that you can use to help you brainstorm. I switch it up. Like I like Post-it notes. So I'll do a bunch of ideas and put the Post-it notes up on a board, a flip chart board, and then I can move the Post-it notes around, categorize the ideas. There's all sorts of fun tools you can use when you start brainstorming.
Didn't you see that on my webinar with you? I had to take down my Post-it notes. Remember, I had them hanging up, and I had to take them down.
Oh yeah, on your computer. You had them on your computer. Yeah, I do. But yeah, you don't have to have a tool to learn how to just see things a little bit differently. What's helpful is if you practice asking questions. So topic or product dissection. You want to take things apart like I just did with the eye drops. There could, okay, so she needs eye drops. Well, maybe that means she needs LASIK, or she needs glasses. Okay, if she needs glasses, maybe she needs reading glasses. Now, can I go, and she's she's a celebrity, very chic, very beautiful, likes fashion. Well, can I go find a wholesale source for chic, fashionable reading glasses with some bling on them? So I went from a dry eye commercial to she broke up with her boyfriend and she needs reading glasses. And I'm sure if you given another 60 seconds, I could probably find 2 or 3 other things that relate, that I start out with dry eye, but I get somewhere completely different. Just by letting your brain kind of free flow thought, no matter what you're looking at. A billboard, I saw a billboard for tattoos while I was going downtown to meet with my client Sunday. And there's a big tattoo convention going on. And I had that thought, there it is, that's a thing? There are conventions for people who, well, it's for the businesses. It's for the tattoo parlors and the artists. And they buy equipment. And I don't know, I'm going to go to the event because it's local here in Phoenix. And I thought it'd be fun because it's completely not something I know anything about. But I'm going to get a ton of ideas going there, right? And that was on a billboard while I was driving. I made sure not to, try to take a picture while I was driving. I just memorized it. But there's also, just be safe when you're doing idea generation, but they're everywhere. So you want to...
Niche too.
What's that?
That's definitely niche. That's a definite niche market. And there's a lot of tattoo conventions throughout the country.
You know what? And this, I didn't put this in I just thought of it now. I didn't put it in this little outline, but that brings me to a tool that you guys will definitely want to practice. It's called the ladder of abstraction. So what I did was, when I said tattoos, you're going to ask yourself how and why. So when you ask yourself, why is something so, you're going to go up the ladder and it's going to get, the ideas will get more and more crazy. And then when you ask yourself, how is that possible? How do you make that happen? You're bringing the ideas down to, you're bringing them down to 2 or 3 or 4 that you can actually action. And it's called the ladder of abstraction. Why gives you a lot of ideas, and how brings it down to specifics. So John and I just modeled that without doing it intentionally. When I said about the tattoos, I said, well, there are, what is that? That's the business of tattoos, and I don't know what I don't know, so I'm just pulling, there's equipment, right? And there's ink, and maybe there's I don't know, pain numbing agent they have to use. They would for me because that wouldn't hurt. And there's art. Maybe they buy the art or they create the art. I don't know. And then John took a different tact and he said, well, they're everywhere, and that's a whole business. And that's, so you can look at things from so many different perspectives just from the same starting point. So topic and product dissection. So you want to ask yourself, okay, so I'm thinking tattoos, the tattoo industry, I know nothing about, but I can ask myself, what category is that related to? And what problem does it solve? Self-expression. I know somebody told me that once that if you have a tattoo that's like barbed wire or something on your wrist, it means something, or on your arm, or my sister has a tattoo on her back of a Tigger with her children's names, because Tigger was her little boy's favorite animal, and she wanted to memorialize her children's names on her for her life. So what problem does it solve is, one of the problems could be that people want to pay tribute, pay respect to somebody who's passed, or to something that they've accomplished in their life, maybe they're in the military. So you want to ask, what problem people who want to have tattoos or who are in the business, what problem are they trying to solve? And then go find products to solve that problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I think another way, not that I want to touch this topic, but I think another tattoo is the younger generation coming up, they're rebelling, and they want tattoos just to show their, identity. And when you talked about niche markets, there's tons of stuff that you can get for rebelling in the tattoo industry to show your identity, and it's kind of like spreading your wings and showing I'm an individual. And a lot of times younger kids do that because they may have been in such a secured, tight-knit household that they're now trying to spread out on their own and show their identity, and they do that. And there's definitely niche markets there.
Okay, so as you're saying that, my brain has already generated a couple of things. So first is, okay, so what is the demographic? These are 18, 19, 20-somethings. What else do they want? Maybe they need long sleeve t-shirts to cover up the tattoos when they go home. Maybe it's some sort of device that, you know, it's skin colored so that when you wear it, it looks like your skin, but it covers your tattoos when they have to go for a job interview. How about tattoo removal equipment? So I flip the whole thing around, right? Instead of wanting to show off their individualism, some people might want to not want to see that. So how can they hide it, right? Or how can they get it removed? And then what else are they individualistic about? You know, maybe they love to have funky hair, like really cool colors and rainbow colors. And what does that look like? And where do they get that stuff done? Maybe there's a specific kind of hair salon that will do really cool styles and shave things in the side of your head. Now, what do the people who do that kind of work, what do they need? They need shavers, they need hair color. So do you see how we can take one little topic and branch out on all sorts of different directions just by asking questions, really? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now let's say you're afraid of getting tattoos. Like, you know, for me, that would be, I think it'd be cute to have a little tattoo somewhere, but the whole needle thing and the permanency of it, it's not for me. But what could you sell me? Temporary tattoos? Your legs are completely tattooed, and gloves too. They had these long gloves pull up and look like you were wearing tattoo. I think it was called tattoo sleeve. So what do you get for the people who don't want to get a tattoo but think it'd be cool to billboard I saw? And you can do this too. So you want to ask, what problem does this solve? And what other categories is this related to? Who uses this and why? Really build an image in your mind. Maybe it's not just young kids. Like military do. Maybe they like knives, right? They collect knives and bayonets, and maybe they collect guns. And what else do gun owners use? They need bullets or gun grips or bullseyes to practice on. And so now you're off on a completely other tangent, gun owners, from the starting point of tattoos. Does anybody have any questions? Ask in the chat so John can ask them while I'm talking so I don't steamroll over you. John, are you checking the chat?
I'm checking it. I'm looking at it.
Okay. So what else does the user of this product also like? So once you get an idea of, you know, John painted a really good picture of, you know, these young kids rebelling. Well, what else do they like? And how about their parents? He painted a picture of their parents too. These kids that he's talking about have grown up in a privileged household with very, maybe kind of strict, maybe yuppie kind of parents. What do they do for a living? Maybe they're a lawyer. So who else would benefit from this product or solution? So for instance, let's go back to the things, let's pick them out of one of the commercials. Who else would benefit from a dry eye solution? Well, I live in Arizona. It's really bright and dry. So during the summer, if you're not drinking a ton of water, I mean, you can feel it. Just the maybe like a natural dry eye solution for anybody and his uncle. How about, okay, so I have dry eyes, so that probably means I need sunglasses, right? So go off on a tangent down the sunglasses. Who else would need a dry eye solution? People who live in the desert. Let's find another one. Who else would need guitar playing as a solution? Well, John, you said that you like to relax during the weekends and kind of shut down and give yourself time to just sort of just chill a little bit. So for me, it's singing. I go to open mics, and music is very soul feeding to me. So maybe somebody who's got a really stressful job, or they're an entrepreneur and they're just go on all the time, but they like to play guitar, but they haven't had the time to play guitar or to learn guitar or get good at it. So what kind of products, if that's your ideal customer, it's an entrepreneur who's always busy or a business person always busy, but they really want to learn to play guitar. what kind of products can you sell to them to help meet that need? And that was from a cat food commercial. So you want to ask yourself questions about whatever it is you see to open up more possibilities. Who else would benefit from this product or solution? And then ask yourself, is this animal, vegetable? Yeah, when you were a kid, did you play that game? What was that game? It's charades, right? Was it charades? You're allowed to ask questions. Is this an animal, vegetable, and mineral, or a person, place, or thing, right?
Yeah, I think it's charades.
I think so. So just ask yourself questions like, is this a person, place, or a thing? And then you look at an object like, I don't know, in front of me, I've got my coffee cup, right? So is this a person, place, or thing? Well, it's a thing, but what place could this conjure up? This could conjure up sitting in a cafe in Paris, with people wandering by with their dogs and talking French. And okay, so now I'm someone who wants something that I can drink that I'll find in France to relax, and maybe I like French music in the background, right? So now I've gotten to place. Now this thing has put me in a place, and now I'm building the demographic of the person who uses this thing. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
A little bit?
Yeah, we have a question from Nick. He said,
Hey, Nick.
He said, so you take these steps and then start keyword searching to see interest.
Yeah, you get on, and thank you for that segue, Nick. That's perfect. So here's what I do next. Before I even get on Amazon, I'll just start going on to, so here are just some places, but there are a million places you could do keyword research to find out. And so for you, those of you who don't understand what keyword research is, it's getting on to, well, Google, Amazon, YouTube, and finding out what are people searching on. What keywords, what words are they keying into their computer? And what string of words called, a long tail keyword. And you just want to start exploring what people are typing in. And you can use Amazon's, when you just type in something on Amazon, like if you typed in dry eye, it would drop down and give you different, like dry eye solution, dry eye glasses, dry eye whatever, okay? Same thing with Google. It will tell you what people are searching on. It's called predictive search. So here's some ideas to get just to start getting idea generation going, so you know what you can go onto Amazon and start really digging into and using Jungle Scout to see what products are out there that meet the needs of these problems, bringing solutions to people who have these problems that are looking for a product to solve their problem. So go to YouTube product reviews. Just type in and go to YouTube and just type in product reviews. And I'm sure you're going to get everything across the board, from technology to food to books to whatever. So type that in and see what happens. Crossword and word search puzzles. This is fun. I came up with this afternoon. I found the wordsearch.com, where it just gives you, it'll create a word search puzzle for you. But the reason I put it in there is it gives you ideas for the types of topics to create a word search on. So are any of you in your browser, just kind of go on over there and type in the wordsearch.com. Let me see if I can get to, please remove this window from the shared application. I'm not quite sure how to switch windows. I'm sorry, guys. But go to the wordsearch.com and you'll see there's this whole list of topics that you can create word search puzzles on. And those topics are niche ideas. Of course, Pinterest. I got lost in Pinterest last night. Man, I just started doing research, and I kept going down these rabbit holes. And the reason I started on Pinterest is I've got a product that is just not selling for me, and I own the listing, and it's my product. It's a bundle product, and it's I just haven't found the right keyword niche. So I went onto Pinterest and typed in my product name, and boy, you would not believe how many other people were interested in this. And then I just started pulling off, copying and pasting keywords into my listing to see if I could, get some traction with it. And that was all just doing a Pinterest search. Wish.com. I joined this a little bit before Christmas. These guys are a really interesting business model. John, you got to go check these guys out. So what they're doing is, it's wish.com and cute.com. I can't believe they must have paid big money for these domain names, because that's wish.com. It's huge. And what they're doing is drop shipping. I ordered a couple of things from them to see. I ordered a cat toy and a necklace. So they're selling things like a necklace for $1. The cat toy was $1. Shipping $1. And then I went over to AliExpress and I found the exact same product for 50 cents. And my products arrived from China a good month after I ordered them. But their margins are really slim, but they're making up for it in volume. So go to wish.com and sign up for their mailing list, and you'll see, I did it on my phone. So when you go on your phone, download the app, it shows you how many they sold of each product. And some of these products are selling 20, 30,000 units. Now you multiply that out, if they're making $1 on it, but they're selling 30,000 of one SKU in a month, multiplied by 5,000 SKUs. So they're making their money on volume. But some of the niche product ideas in there, I've never conceptualized some of those products. So it's just go download wish.com as an app and just start looking through what it is they're selling, and that'll give you some ideas. HNSN and yourdeal.com. These came up while I was watching television, while I was watching my news this morning. I think it slid into HSN or this thing called Your Deal. And Your Deal, I guess they do deals for a day, and they're running this whole like advertorial campaign. But then the deals that they show you, there's like a half a dozen deals. Oh, it was on the news. It was on the news. They were actually showing. Somehow they pay the news services to get in there on the local news shows, and they'll sell 6 products a day, but then only for one day, and they sell huge volumes, but it's like half off of retail. So go see what they're selling. Right today it was a whole kit of essential oils, and then they upsell you to a diffuser pot. And they were half price off of Amazon. That diffuser pot was $50 on Amazon, and they were selling for $35. So go check those out for niche ideas. And then go find your local convention center. Whatever your major city is, go find the website for the convention center of your closest larger city and look at their upcoming conventions. They'll have a whole list of all sorts of conventions coming into town, and you're going to find all kinds of ideas for topics and niche markets, like HVAC would be, 30,000 people who are in the HVAC industry, heating, ventilation, and cooling, are coming to Vegas to meet at a convention. That's 30,000 people. That's huge. What do they buy and why? Who are they? So just go look at the convention center website to see what upcoming conventions are coming near you, and then go. Just check it, even if you go hang out in the hall and just observe. It's useful. And go look at the vendor booths.
When I don't mean to interrupt you, but when you're looking at HVAC accessories, the accessories for HVACs, easy items to private label. Very easy to be able to take those and have somebody make those type of things for them, especially for the HVAC community. To sell those accessories a while ago, and we did well with them until Amazon decided that certain ones, again, they didn't want them on their platform unless you had it, got permission to have them there.
Well, even if you decide not to private label them, and I'm going to China in April. I'm launching into private label. I went 100% wholesale a few months ago, and now I found that the research strategy for finding wholesale or finding products and then finding the brand owner is the same skill set that I need to research private label products. And I think, John, you had told me that about a year ago, but I was pretty new in Amazon, and I wasn't ready for private label, but I get it now. So I'm going to China in
the great thing is a lot of these companies that make the private label products for you, if they're not the manufacturer, like there's big enough people that are middle that are just huge that you can't compete with, but there's ways where you can actually find out if they're not willing, if you don't know who their supplier is, where they get their their materials. You can actually, there's ways to find out where they're actually purchasing it. We've been able to do that and go right to the manufacturer because we were able to buy big enough.
Yeah, so just because you can't private label something in an industry, find the manufacturer, find the brand owner, right, first, and then if it's possible to private label, then you can do that too. So let's see, convention center, meetup.com. You want to find out what people's hobbies are, go to meetup.com. Go to dating websites, where people type in what their interests are, and just start looking at what their interests are and why, and kind of what their demographic profile is, and see what else they'd be interested in buying for that niche. Let's see, Google Images. So just go to Google and click, search for anything and go to images, and you just get all sorts of ideas on, I wish I could pull up a browser, I'm sorry, you probably can do that. But you can get all sorts of ideas for topics and niche markets that people have put images up on the web for. Recipes.com. I just thought about this afternoon. I haven't done it yet, but think about it. Everything that's in a recipe and special tools that are used to make a specific, oh, I know why. On the news, again, they were using this really cool, like, tandoori pot. It was like a skillet, but it had like this chimney top to it. I forget what she called it, but it looked so cool. I thought, I have to know what that is, because I love to cook, and it just looks cool, right? So, and that led me to, okay, go to recipe.com and find out what kind of stuff you would cook in that pot. She was doing like a lemon chicken, okay? And you could take lemon chicken and go off on a tangent. Why is lemon chicken interesting? Well, maybe some people don't like to eat meat, but they'll eat chicken. Or lemon is very cleansing. So how can you get, you know, some lemon powder to put in your food or in your drink in the morning? So you can take any word and go off on a bunch of different tangents. SellingHalloween.com, thought of this one because I got their catalog today. It's a wholesale site. They're a supplier. I think they might be a distributor. But go to SellingHalloween.com. I was flipping through their catalog, and they have pet costumes and sexy costumes and scary costumes and funny costumes and kids costumes, and but like there's some really serious people about Halloween. I mean, these people like go all out and spend a lot of money on costumes and related, not just the costumes, but the stuff related to it, like a wand or a tiara or whatever, right? Makeup. So go to SellingHalloween.com and dig around for product ideas. And it might not be Halloween related. Maybe you could take some of those stuff you're seeing, some of the visuals on that site, and think about who else would use this. For instance, let's say it's a costume that's a Renaissance, that can be used at a Renaissance fair. There are a lot of people who travel around the country exhibiting at Renaissance fairs, and they dress up. I mean, this is their thing, right? They dress up like the knights and the damsels in distress and the barmaids. So think outside of just Halloween. Ask yourself, who else would use these products and when? Marketing calendar. I created a marketing calendar a couple of weeks ago for 2017. I probably should have put 2017. We listed out probably about 200 or 300 things that are going on, right? From just events you can leverage with keywords. Like in January, Elvis's birthday, we passed that. It was a couple of weeks ago. But boy, you could leverage those keywords, right? And meteor showers and all sorts of niche markets. The monster truck rallies and different, and all the dates are there for these different events. And then I also put together a directory of 3,184 niche trade shows in 24 countries. And what you can do, you don't have to go to all of them, but you can definitely search and sort through to find out if any, it includes the city and state and the website address for each one. So you can sort your state to find the one that's near you and go, or the ones that are near you. There's so many of them. Or you can just go to their website and look at who's exhibiting there and what kind of products those exhibitors sell, and then reverse engineer. You know, start searching for those products on Amazon. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you did a great job with that whole thing. I mean, there's a lot of work. For those who are on this call and don't realize, I mean, the links and everything, the links and everything that you put in there, I know personally there's a lot of work that went into that. But what I'm seeing here with your recipes.com and all these things here, if people are on here and listening, you basically, from what Barbara's showing you, I mean, as far as niche markets, you can type in baseballbats.com or baseballaccessories.com if you're a sports person. And do I know if it's there? I don't know, but I guarantee you, you're going to type in something and almost find it on Google.
Yeah, and then just take those, if you find something that looks, wow, there's a lot of searches for this. I typed in green baseball bat, and there's 4 million searches. Darn well better go over to Amazon.com and type in green baseball bat and see what products are being sold. And why, and to whom. Why is green important? Maybe because it's aluminum, and that's a key color for a specific manufacturer. Who knows, right? But ask your questions not just about a specific product, but why are people buying this product, and who's buying it, and what problem does it solve? What solution does it give the people who are buying it? And then you can maybe sell other products that give them a different solution. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So trendhunter.com is a real cool site. It's real fun. And it just, again, you go to trendhunter.com and it breaks down all sorts of niches and trends that are happening right now. Now, I don't like trendy stuff in that. So like the pie face game last year, and this year was the Hatchimals. And what was the other big thing this year? The Hatchimals and something else was crazy. And the prices, and the lights, right? That light, the star shower. I don't like fad products for myself. Now, I know people made money on it, and it's just not part of my business model to, get in on a fad and get out real fast. I want sustainable, long-term, fairly predictable income, and I want to build a stable of that so that it's a business I'm building, not just a lottery ticket thing mentality. Because, once that fad's over, you're going to find another one and hope that, you're going to get out fast enough. It's rolling. It's like Russian roulette, and I don't like that risk for me. So when I say go to trendhunter.com, I don't mean look at what's happening right now and jump on it. I mean, get an idea for who's buying what and why to solve what problem, and who is that person and what's important to them. What else is important to them? That's a good question to ask yourself. What else? What else? What else? What else? No matter what you're thinking, what else? What else? What else? And that'll help you brainstorm more ideas for product niches. So, of course, trending YouTube videos and Etsy.com is kind of interesting because there's some people making some really cool things on there. That's a lot of homemade stuff that is so creative. That's a great start to look for private label ideas. Etsy.com. And then public domain books was another idea. Just go to Google public domain books, and it's going to give you a list of books that have been published maybe a long time ago, but they're now public domain, and it'll give you ideas of topics. It could be a book so niche. Like I bought these, I think I told you, John, I bought these cases of horology books, and it's for people who like clocks and it was this gentleman who had passed, and he was a fixer of clocks and watches. These books were so niche. One of them was something like how to fix clocks from the Black Forest region of Germany made in 1912, or made from 1912 to 1915. It was so niche. I hadn't even thought of that niche at all, much less the niche within the niche, until I ran across those books at an auction. So look through public domain books just for topic ideas. That's it. That's all I got. That's not all I have, but I can always keep talking, but I don't want to bore everybody. I don't want to put you guys to sleep. Do you have any questions?
Barbara went over a lot of stuff, guys, so there must be questions out there. I know your heads are going to be spinning with all the different, and I like the term that Nick used, rabbit holes, because they definitely are rabbit holes. And guess what? Rabbit holes lead to more rabbit holes, too. Hey,
you want to have some fun? Because this is like totally unscripted. Somebody toss something out based on what I just said. Is there a commercial you've seen or a billboard? Or toss the topic out, and let's do a little brainstorming to see how many rabbit holes we can come up with that you guys can then get off this webinar and go do your homework. Toss out a topic. I'm game. I'm pretty good at being put on the hot seat. Let's switch back over to
all right,
stop the sharing.
Nick said Super Bowl. All right, Nick. You know my Steelers lost, so you got to throw that in there.
Oh, I got to turn on them. Now it's getting too dark in here. Hang on. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's too easy, though. Come on. Give me a challenge. Give me a challenge.
He's got NASCAR, Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's easy stuff. You want to, start with something that's like people actually, I mean, we can do NASCAR. Okay, let's try NASCAR. So, eat and drink and say and do.
Drunk rednecks. I'm sorry.
Okay, So I bet they all like T-shirts that say "I'm a drunk redneck" and proud drunk redneck. And it's pretty bright in here, but I'm shining off you, but I'm not quite sure how to fix that now that the light's on. Let me find another way here. Okay, keep it coming. I'm talking to you. I'm gonna find another light.
We got food. We got tailgating.
There you go.
Solar.
What do they need when they're tailgating? What do they need? They're tailgating. What do they need? Now put yourself at a tailgate party. You're planning a tailgate party. You want to make sure everybody gets what they need. What do you need? You need plates. You need napkins. You need forks, knives. You need propane. You need food. What do you need? You need a rain tarp in case it's going to rain. What else?
Yep. Tara says paper supplies.
Boom. Right, and then paper supplies. Maybe not. I don't know the teams very well, but whoever's winning. Okay, so here's how I watch the Super Bowl. I watch it for the commercials, but then also to hang out with friends, right? And what frustrates them is quite often I win the pool and I don't know what's going on. And I have to ask them, which team, which colored jersey am I supposed to be rooting for? And I'll root for the colored jersey that I like. Don't know the names of the teams. So instead of going to find paper plates, there was a reason for me telling you this. Instead of finding paper plates that are branded and licensed, then you have to find the manufacturer, so you're not like, you know, or let's say it's brand gated and you can't sell anything that says Packers on it. What are the colors for the Packers? Is that green?
Green and yellow.
Green and yellow, okay. So could you go find a wholesale source for green plates and yellow plates and green napkins and yellow napkins, but not branded for the Packers or for the NFL? Yes, of course you can. So think outside the box a little bit. Okay, what else?
They've got a lot of stuff here. You got cooking utensils and equipment. Debbie's still on that redneck thing. She goes, so would this be a drunk redneck bundle?
I love it. And you know what? Drunk rednecks are the first ones to see they're drunk rednecks. So I've got this kid who drives up and down. I swear, I don't know how he dates because his truck is raised so high, no woman in a skirt could get in it, right? But he's got these 3 ginormous flags. He's got the snake thing, an American flag, and a rebel flag. But these things take up the whole bed of his truck, and he flies down the road, and these flags are flying. What else does he buy? I sell knives. He buys knives from me. He'll come by and he'll like add to his knife collection. And you know, what else does he buy? Bumper stickers, right? So, and he's proud to be a redneck. Well, he'll come up and he'll say, yeah, I'm just a good old boy redneck, right? So you can have so much fun with that. Redneck tailgating party pack. If one of you doesn't go bundle that. And then you get products from a few different wholesalers. You can have fun with this. Oh, somebody's got to go create a product, redneck tailgate kit or something. Redneck tailgate party. Instant redneck tailgate party. I'm giving you so many keywords. Somebody go do that. Send me the link so I can see it. Okay, what else? What other wise guy remarks? Let me see the chat here and see if I can pick something out that I like. Pepper, great barber. Can koozie, there you go. Now, can koozie, I don't know, but there are print-on-demand services out there. Maybe can koozies. I know they do mugs. I know because I put my company name on my mug, right? And you can do T-shirts print-on-demand and leggings. Can you do can koozies or cozies? Go check it out. You can put your own design on a can koozie. You guys could outsource to Fiverr. I'm getting all excited. You go to Fiverr.com. You can have somebody draw you a redneck. He could be your redneck mascot, right? And then you could put that redneck mascot on T-shirts and can koozies, and I don't know about mugs, but how about beer, something related to beer? Would that be a can koozie or something, or a bottle, whatever? I'm just saying. This is fun. In print. Oh, cool. Thanks, Debbie. I fear no beer. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's a T-shirt. Seriously? Oh, you guys are awesome. Look at all this stuff. Okay. You guys have got to get to work tonight and do some, if you're engaged in merch. I'm in merch, but I'm like stalled. They won't put up, there's all these ideas. John, we have to copy this. I fear no beer. Let me scroll up here and see what else we got. Let's see, can koozie, folding chair. There you go, folding chairs. Oh, I did. You're right. I picked up a liquidation lot right before last summer, and it was folding chairs, and one of the arms had a place to put your beer. I got them for $5 each, and they were actually a local supplier. Even though I met them at ASD, they happen to be in Phoenix. And they don't sell direct to end users. They're distributors who only sell, the manufacturer, they only sell to distributors, but because I walked in, I just went down to the warehouse, they sold me these things for $5. But they had, one was a camo, green camo, and the other one, right? Okay, who bought them? Let's go from there. There was one lady who bought a bunch of them because they were going to there's a country festival here, country something or other in Arizona, and country jam, maybe country something, but it's huge. It's huge. So what else do these people want?
I love Juan's T-shirt. Did you see it?
No, what did he say?
Because I work in X-ray, I saw a T-shirt that says "We do it in the dark."
Oh man, Juan, that's awesome. That is so cool. And you know what? That's got to be on a black T-shirt, right? You guys are so much fun. This is just a fun group here. Let's see. Internet issues. Oh no, AJ, I'm sorry. Paper supplies, redneck bundle, cooking utensils and equipment. There you go. How about, they're going to be grilling, right? So how about grill stuff? The stuff to clean the grill and to flip the burgers. Oh, how about aprons, right? Barbecue aprons, right? And barbecue mitts. I was on AliExpress last night. That's another place you guys got to go dig around. It's so much fun. And there's these aprons of like this really, the apron was this really buff firefighter that was almost naked. So when you put it on, your head sticks out. So can you imagine like some really big, like dude with a big beer gut putting on one of those aprons? It was pretty cute. So yeah, aprons. You can have so much fun with this.
You know what cracked me up is I saw it down here in the South is, and I like that redneck idea, but I saw it down here in the South where the pickup trucks, they actually put a pool, they put a liner inside the truck to make it a pool. And they actually had 4 or 5 people inside the thing swimming around and sitting there and having and they're having drinks. You could just custom have something made for a pickup truck that makes a liner where you can put water in it in the middle of the summer down here if you don't have a pool.
Right?
If you have a pool, I see that it cracked me up.
Oh my God. Okay, guys, redneck swimming pool. Seriously, we need to do this. This is the best webinar ever. I'm having so much fun. Oh, this is funny. I'm sorry, Nick, what did you say? Training your mind to think this way. That's right. We're like, no, it's not like brainstorming out loud, Tara. I am brainstorming out loud.
Yeah.
I can't help it. I can't help it. But then we have to make sure we copy and like we write down these ideas and action them. Because here's the flip side of brainstorming. We can't just generate ideas and do nothing with them. So we have to evaluate the ideas. I'm going to do a video, I promise, next week. It's on my list. I use an idea evaluation matrix, and I'm going to do a video showing you what it is, teaching you how to use it. So now we've got all these really fun ideas, but we can't do them all, and certainly not all at once. So we want to create a matrix to evaluate each of these ideas against a set of criteria. And one criteria can be, can we launch this for under $2,000? Can we outsource most of it? Can we have it manufactured in the U.S.? Right. So can we sell it for under $50 price point? Can we have a net profit of $30 each? So you brainstorm a set of criteria against which to rate all of these ideas we come up with, and that way you don't have like all these post-its of ideas but nothing gets done. And that's the thing that most people miss when brainstorming, that they don't get to that brainstorming is diverging, right? Well, there's the flip side to divergence is convergence. Now you've got all the stuff and you need to converge it down to at least 1, 2, 3 actionable ideas you can create a project plan for and implement. Boy, that cycled back around pretty well, didn't it? I didn't plan that.
I tell you, I think we should do a webinar just strictly on brainstorming. I think people don't realize how powerful it is.
Yeah, I'm there. I can't help it. I think that way now, but that's because my secondary degree, I have a so my primary is corporate communication, but then my secondary I had 2 secondary degrees. One is creative problem solving, leadership and facilitation. I know it's a mouthful, and the other is the German language, which is completely irrelevant to this conversation, but just to fill in the blank. So I am trained. I'm used to thinking like this. I'm just used to it. It doesn't occur to me that other people don't think like this.
Debbie and Tara are killing me.
Okay, what'd you guys do? Let's see. What are you guys saying here?
Debbie Harrison, we will need a bathroom with
all this drinking. Who's going to hold the shower curtain for the bathroom? Oh, my God. Some kind of potty break. Hey, how about portable potties? How about, like, you know, they probably sell for the market. My mom was in a wheelchair at the end of her life. And, you know, it was tough for her to, so they have these portable things, right? So you could have a redneck porta potty. It could just be a paper bag, but but you can make it into a joke, right? You could just sell a plastic bag that's printed on the outside, redneck porta potty, with a Ziploc on the top.
Okay, Debbie, I don't even know what a P-mate is, but I'm sure the females do.
P-mate for females. There you go. Okay. Isn't this fun? We're having so much fun. And all because we just tossed out an idea. This was not planned. This is the fun part. We gotta do more of this.
You said I probably don't want to.
Okay, would you guys be if we wanted to just do like a brainstorming session, and we'll do another webinar, and we'll just say bring your craziest, like silliest ideas, and we're just gonna have fun with it and see what comes out. And we'll make it real small, so it's not like 300 people going after the same ideas, but we'll do a couple dozen people, and you bring your craziest idea, and we'll just go crazy. Would you guys be open to that? Yes, sounds good. Oh yeah, cool. I'm all over that. That's so much fun. Cool.
See, I look at things out of this too, is I look at how to, well, you know, we've got Barbara and myself here. How do we create a community where, you know, we just have a group that just brainstorms? That's all they do is just brainstorm. We get them to sign up and come in and join, and we just brainstorm and ideas. I mean, that's such a cool, powerful way to network and get all this good flowing energy going.
Well, I love that idea. And the thing with me is that for me it comes naturally. I mean, you saw I illustrated. You could say one word of anything, and my brain is already in all these directions of ideas. So I think that would be so much fun. I think it'd be so much fun.
I think it would be powerful. I think it'd be very powerful.
Master brain? What is that? Master brain. We all need it. Sounds wonderful. It's just training your brain to think differently. That's all.
Absolutely.
I suck at bookkeeping, so there's a flip side to that. Mm-hmm. You don't want me getting creative with bookkeeping, so I hired that out. Glad bookkeepers don't do it in the dark. Anyway, right. John, what else? Where are we on time? I have an open mic to go to. I'm going to go sing tonight and feed my soul. So and I also want to make sure that you guys are, you've got a ton of information and you felt you got value out of this, and that we're honoring your time. Can't hold Barbara back. Hey, that's like lyrics, Debbie. Master Brain, can't hold Barbara back. We're going to make that into a rap song, girl.
I was just going to say, you got open mic. You've got a lot of key words here you could be using.
Oh, man. I'm a lyricist. Oh, my God. We could totally do an FBA song. Lyrics. Tara, we should get together and like brainstorm some lyrics for a fun FBA song. Okay, sorry, John. We're off on another tangent again. John, do you want to bring us home? Bring us home.
I don't know how to bring us home.
You better stop. Bring us home.
Do you have something that you wanted to offer them at the end of this night, right?
Yeah, the calendar I put together, and then I also bundled it with my 2017 trade show directory. The calendar's $39. You use like 300 different niche events to give you ideas to start this kind of thinking. But then I also threw in the trade show directory of over 3,000 niche trade shows. But wait, there's more. This is why I stopped watching TV, so I didn't have to watch those infomercials, right? So the little girls across the street, they work for me. It's their first job. They were 12 when I hired them to do bundles and teach them Amazon. They're so cute. And I took that a step further. And one of the girls in December, I asked her if she would take, I bought one of those, you know, those little desk calendars that says each day there's like a motivational saying. Well, this desk calendar was each day was a funny holiday. So one was like, you know, Cottontail Rabbit Day, or Roasted Marshmallow Day, right? Or National Roasted Marshmallow Day. So and I had her put them in an Excel file. First time she'd ever done computer work for me. And there are 365 of these really funny days, events, and that's also bundled that together with the trade show calendar and the marketing calendar. Hey, John, do you have a link you can put up for them?
I'm gonna do that right now.
John asked me to come on here, so you know, I'm giving John an affiliate commission because he brought all of this together, and it's just $39, and you get like all of that to start a bunch of niche research. But then I want you to guys go action it. I don't just I hate it. I wouldn't want you to buy something and then it just sits there and you don't do anything with it. I really want you to dig in and pick something. Just see like a pin on a map. And go start doing some research on some of the websites that I mentioned. And I think what I'll do, John, I'll copy and paste that Word file I had, and I'll put it on my, where do you want me to put that? Where did you post the webinar? And I'll post my ideas, that little outline I did, I'll post it on there for you guys.
Yeah, you can put it in the actual chat if you want to too. It's going to end up on YouTube probably sometime tomorrow. So
copy. Let me do this. Here we go. It's pretty long, but you guys go copy and paste this. There you go. Yeah, I mean it's not high tech, but we're okay. We're having fun. So there we go. Good.gl. You guys got that link there? And like I said, you get the 2017 marketing calendar with events throughout the entire year, from astronomical events to race car, you know, when hunting season is in different parts of the country, celebrity birthdays, the anniversary of a celebrity's death, Golden Globe awards, things that you can, and then I also put a field in there, it's an Excel file, of the date when you should be sending stuff into FBA in order to take advantage of those events. So television show premieres, like I'm big into zombies, but not personally, I'm big into zombies as a product niche for me. And I'm having all sorts of fun finding funky stuff, and I'll do some private label stuff in zombies. So you got to know that The Walking Dead or whatever that show is, that day that series comes out with the new season, that's a huge day for me and leading up to it in terms of doing keyword research and getting my product into that. So you can find ideas just in that calendar, but then I also threw in the niche, over 3,000 niche trade shows in 24 countries. There's just so much information in there with their website addresses. So you can dig in and go to the websites of each one of those and find the exhibitors to get ideas for brand owners. And then last is that little calendar that the little girl put together to add it on as a bonus, and I pay her for that. Every one of these it sells, little Alyssa gets a little bit of money for putting that into Excel for me. So this was her first computer job for me, and this is her first job working for anybody, and so it's kind of fun to see her grow up as a mini entrepreneur. Anyway, so that's it.
All right, so I've got one that raised his hand. I'm not sure how to do that.
What do you need? Go into the chat and tell us how we can help you. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate that. You're sweet. This is very unscripted. It's not really well planned out or pretty, but it's not about that all the time. It's just about sharing information and being genuine and having a good time and helping others. I know John feels that way too.
Yeah, and kind of putting ourselves out there too, because I mean, the great thing about this is it's being recorded, and we're just going to act the way we act normal, and I think that's what you guys can relate.
Well, I don't think the chat when you record it, it doesn't get the chat, so I just have to tell everybody. Debbie said we were pretty unscripted too, in regards to the people on the webinar. They were having their own little party in the chat room. It was kind of fun to watch. So it's nice to get the interaction though, so you don't feel like you're just talking to a computer screen. So this was fun. This was a lot of fun. Thanks, John, for having me on.
We were pretty unscripted too. Yes, Debbie. It was a lot of fun though. I'm from the South. I live in the South down here now, and you gave me a lot of laugh, and you know what? That's what it's all about: helping one another, and also being able to laugh and enjoy the company that you're actually with too. So that's important. So I appreciate.
Yeah, that redneck private label idea that's not just going to sit and do nothing. You got a private labeler over there on that screen, and an entrepreneur on this screen. We're going to have fun with that. So, hey everybody, my name is Barbara Drazga, aka the Deal Diva. Join me on Facebook. Just search for Deal Diva Barbara, and you'll find my little private group. It's not a huge group, but we have this kind of fun in that group. And then this man is John Bullard, Sr., who owns myfulfillmentteam.com. If you're looking for a prep service, a prep center, this is your dude. Hit him up on Facebook, John Bullard, or find it at myfulfillmentteam.com. Last words, John?
Yeah, it's just been great having you here again. We had a lot of fun, and I just like kind of, coming in here and just being natural and talking to the people and giving them a lot of advice and a lot of good tips here. I know, and I could probably speak for everybody here, that they got a lot of information and a lot of, hopefully they've learned that you can take just about any situation in any place that you are and turn it into, especially watching TV or out on the road, like you said. I think we're kind of conditioned that wherever we go, we're always looking for ideas and always looking to take that idea and bring it down a rabbit hole and see how far we can go. The more
when I go to open mic tonight, there's a guy there who plays a fiddle, and he's about 100 years old, and he plays like this crazy looking fiddle, but he's dressed up with this top hat, wearing eyeliner, and I'm not kidding, skin tight pants with rhinestones down the side, and he's about 70 years old, and he is a character. You don't think I'm going to get product ideas just by watching this dude? And hearing his story. I want to talk to him and find out what his story is. I'm going to have a ton of product ideas by the time I get done tonight, and I might sing too.
Yeah, we got to record that, so.
All right, kids.
All right, guys, we're going to let you guys go. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for watching another episode of Pro Seller Talk, and we'll be back again in a few days with another one. Thanks, guys, and take care.
Bye.